Alright, so this is my first attempt with the GoPro while driving. I get a lot of seat time with my job, so I just wanted to get something that way I don't have to hold a camera while driving. I can focus on driving while talking, and so much stuff happens while I'm driving that I just feel like it would be a good idea. Now, for starters, I don't want anybody to comment about how messy my truck is. I get it. This is my mobile office, okay? And I do pay a car detailer regularly to take care of my truck from time to time when I'm not busy. Usually when I go on trips, I just have them take it and then I pick it up on my way back. That works out really slick. But don't plan on going on any for a while. So yeah, so over here, guys, you can see they just the village just dumped a ton. I think it was $5 million that they pumped into this new park. We'll talk about that. But on the left, this third building right here, this is the building that I'm purchasing next week, and we'll dive into that more when I do the video specifically on that purchase and on that building. But no, that is the building right on Main Street. I was actually supposed to take a left there, but that's okay. We'll go the long route. So as you can see, we did get snow. Schools were closing before a snowflake even fell. And YMCA, the gyms, different businesses, they all sent out closing notices well before the storm started. Well, I just don't remember when I was a kid ever having that. I felt like it had to be snowing that night or that morning for them to call off school, and now it's, geez, they get a hint of scare from the weather people, and they close it down. So anyways, we're on our way to the office to get started on the skid steer and get everything plowed up. Now, I did get somebody that that signed up for a unit yesterday, which was great. However, I had quite the debate. You know, if somebody's signing up that day, what likelihood are they going to start trying to move in that day? I would assume pretty high. You know, why else would you sign up for one? But then again, with a snowstorm, maybe, you know, I don't know. So I felt a ton of pressure, get it cleaned up as much as possible. Although, again, we only had an inch or two, so it's not like they were having to trench through a bunch of snow. But, you know, I want to impress customers, and I want to make it so that they appreciate the facility and the site. So I don't know, I was torn, but anyways, here we go. All right, guys, so I just checked the oil. Everything looks good. I actually took out the larger, it's got two air filters set up. So I took out the larger air filter. It had a little bit of dust in it, so I brought it home, cleaned that out. The whole machine is greased, so I'm happy. Now, we'll just see how she fires up. Hopefully, she doesn't mind the cold here. It's pretty hot in here. So let's see if we can fire right up. We're good. We'll let her warm up for a little bit, and then we'll get to it. Alright, so here we go for the very first time. And it's a little tight. It's a little tight. just taking off the top layer. I mean, it's not gonna be perfect. It's not frozen. It's gonna be, but it's not. So I'm just kind of taking my time. I like that the plow, you can see down, I'll kind of show you guys in a second here. Taking some gravel, but I mean, it is what it is. We knew that. But it is smoothing the hell out of this driveway though. Potholes should be, we'll come through, we'll push that off. I mean, all in all, look at that. That's, I mean, look how smooth that is too. I mean, cleaning potholes and stuff, I'm pretty happy. Being my first time in a skid steer, operating a skid steer, as well as my first time having to plow, never plowed. I don't think that's too bad. This way and then scoop in the middle? Is that what most people would do, or would you just V-plow, V-plow, V-plow? Or, you know, middle, center push, center push, center push. I think I'm gonna try this way on this one, and then I'll see on the next one. I'm not really sure. If any of you guys are out there know what to do here, let me know. It's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good. Now, does it matter if I push? Can I push this direction? Does it matter? It shouldn't matter, right? I don't think. All right, so I'm all done. Machine's put away. I let it cool down for a while. This is kind of melting already, which is great. I didn't put any salt down. Over there, I think it turned out really good. For not having the gravel frozen thick, and for being my first time, one, running a skid steer, two, running a plow, I'm pretty happy with it. It's not perfect. You know, I learned, I adjusted. You can see on this row, I took a lot less gravel. This one I kind of skidded the top, which is gonna be what I do going forward. But overall, I'm pretty happy with it. I'm done. I'm gonna run home, shower, change, hopefully get this listing. And yeah, I'll tell you guys more about that property too here. So, a lot to do. Appreciate you guys. All right, so I am done with the listing appointment. It went really well. Sounds like we should be live or are close to live for February 1st. Took some pictures of it. They do have a lot of stuff to move, and they did move out of state, so it's going to be, you know, a slow process. They've started. Sounds like they're going to make another big push to move things out here in the next week or so. So we should be ready to go by the 1st, which is going to be good. So happy to have another listing coming my way. We should be able to get that thing sold pretty quick, hopefully. Famous last words. And now on to the next thing next thing on our agenda is I have to relist all of the lots in this subdivision, this new subdivision, which I'm going to take you to right now. I like to do tours through here during the summertime. I'd like to bring a weed whacker and kind of, you know, clean up some of the tall grass and the weeds and whatnot around the lot markers, which I'll show you. It'll make sense when I show you, but there's always something going on, always something to do. So that's one of my agents have that corner piece listed right on the highway. Real nice piece. Problem is this side of the road doesn't have sewer. The other side of the highway has sewer, and of course the municipality wants this side to have sewer. So they want that brought under the road, under the 4-lane highway, in order for somebody to be able to get occupancy for that lot. Well, I don't know if any of you have, or for those of you that don't know this, it's very expensive to put sewer or any type of utilities in, you know, if it's just, there's nothing in the way, much less going under a 4-lane highway, major highway. So there's a lot of expense there. It's not fair that one person has to take on all of that. And so we're kind of working through what options we could have, or a buyer could have. This is the subdivision, brand new, Oakmere Farms, really nice subdivision. This used to be a 110-acre farm, so you can kind of see the signs here. So I usually trim around it. In the summertime it gets really bad, but I just kind of make sure that these are still up, they're still straight. That looks good. 36 looks good. We got 3 is sold. They looks like they've got the basement marked out. You can see the pink markers out there. I don't know if you can see through my windows here, but you're gonna get started there. This farmhouse, this was the original farmhouse. There's a pond on the other side there that a few of the lots have access to. That took a while to sell. This 5 is available. Look at this new house. This thing is neat. So this is not normal to this area, this type of design, but man, does that look cool. That was, I think, the very first lot that I sold, other than the lot on the corner. 7, these guys had a basement staked out, I thought. I don't see the markers anymore, but yeah, overall we got about half of them sold. It's been really slow because of interest rates and everything else. Yeah, we had a ton of momentum when we went live with the subdivision. My developer did a tremendous job. Like, I mean, look at the landscaping, and you got the trees on the side. It's not just cornfield or tillable. Sold, and then this 16 I think is sold to a friend of mine. But yeah, look at some of these houses that these guys are building. Pretty neat. And this guy's got, I think, 5-car garage. I mean, look at that. He's got two door, and a single door. Pretty wild. And then these guys just started framing this house. This one's finishing up. This one should be done here pretty soon. They were making a ton of progress, and then I think things kind of slowed. Not sure if they're waiting for materials like a lot of people, or if that's now no longer an issue. But yeah, so this is one of the subdivisions I've got for listings in. Again, we've got about half the lots available, hoping to sell a bunch of those here for 2024. All right, so this is another subdivision that I have represented, and we've got 2 lots available, or 2 lots left that need to be sold. And so I just wanted to take a drive through and just make sure that the signs are still standing. Sometimes with heavy wet snow or ice, or really high winds, which we actually received a lot this fall. I just wanted to kind of come through here, make sure that everything's looking good. A couple of these new houses are really pretty. These guys did a nice job. This house, actually, true story, this house was for sale many years ago. And the story behind it was that Tony Romo, he grew up just down the street, came back and was interested in buying that for his parents. So I don't know what happened all there. I don't know, I wasn't even in real estate at the time, so I'm not sure, but that is a true story. And this lot I sold recently. This lot is for sale. Looks like they came out and did survey markers on that. This lot is for sale. Not ideal just because of the, you know, the backyard here, the setting. But you can always bring in trees and, you know, make that all go away. So that's fine. But yeah, just kind of taking a ride through, making sure everything is still looking good. I can update the seller. Gives you another reason to check in. Just let them know that, you know, you took a drive through. I know sellers appreciate that. There can be times, especially with land like this, there can be times where, you know, you don't have activity or any action, any showings, any calls for a couple months at a time. And it's not that we're doing anything wrong. It's marketed, it's got professional photos, it's got drone photos, it's got everything. But, you know, when building costs go up like they did, and interest rates go up, you know, people start to get really tight about things. They don't want to just go throw a bunch of money at a house and be strapped to a $3,000, $4,000 or whatever dollar a month payment. So yeah, so just everything looks good on both subdivisions. So I'll let both sellers know that that everything looks good. All right, well, welcome to day 2 of snow. We weren't actually supposed to get any last night, and of course we got more last night than we did the day that we were promised to get all the snow. We still have a big snowstorm coming tomorrow, but what I did was I dropped off my boys this morning at school. I came down to my Milwaukee property to take a look. Looks like the tenant must have shoveled. Normally I take care of it. Driveway doesn't really get a whole lot simply because of the buildings are pretty close. So you can see this ain't bad. I just kind of want to take a look around here and see kind of what we're working with. This ain't bad though. This ain't nothing, but this was definitely shoveled over here. Car was here. You can see they're using the driveway or the garage, which is nice. So yeah, this ain't really that bad. I mean, this will probably melt off. I might clean up a little bit of it. But the important part here is I want to stop down, make sure that everything looks good. It's supposed to be warmer today, so I don't think we're going to have much of a icing issue. But in a day or two, we are definitely going to have a mess. I think the high is like 4 degrees. So it looks pretty. I mean, the beautiful, I love this property. This is a great property. The only thing I dislike about it is just how far away from the house it is. So we'll do that. Actually, I think that's even open yet. So we'll get that open. It's frozen. Perfect. Okay, we'll get that open. We'll get some salt down, and I'll clean the rest of this. It's kind of a waste coming down here. What I should have did is put in my lease that if snow has to be over, you know, 3 or 4 inches. That would have been smart, but these guys have been with me a few years now, and they're really good. So I just don't like being like that, you know? I don't want to be that landlord that tries to avoid, you know, doing stuff. In fact, if anything, like I still do the landscaping down here. This is yucky. And the snow removal. You're probably wondering, why do you want to drive a push mower all the way down here to do it? Well, a couple reasons. One, I enjoy having nice looking properties and keeping up with them. 2, the tenant, well, depends on the tenant, but most of them really appreciate it because it's one less thing they don't have to do. They don't have to buy a lawnmower for a property that they don't even own. And 3, I get to keep an eye on the property. You know, if I see stuff getting out of hand or weeds or, you know, whatever, I don't have to worry about somebody not taking care of it. Not saying that these guys wouldn't, because these guys actually did a really cool job. Or they came to me and asked me if they could plant flowers. and bushes. And I was like, well, I feel like that's my responsibility to pay for. And they're like, no, 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 we'll take care of it. We enjoy living here. You're a great landlord to us, so we'd like to do it if that's okay. I'm like, oh, shit, yeah. So they asked me, or they sent me some ideas, and I thought it looked great. So I'm pretty lucky in that aspect. It's so far a pretty good relationship, and I don't think that'll change. So we'll get this all cleaned up here. All right, let's head back to the office. All right, guys, the sun is coming out. I've got everything cleaned up except maybe this last little path here. I ultimately just had to keep making rounds with the V, collecting. Yes, I made a little bit of a trail on each side, but eventually I got it done. I'm debating putting on the shoes just so I don't dig the corners in and leaving kind of a rut up there. I might try that, but again, we've got a big snowstorm coming tomorrow, so I don't know how much I will want to do before then, and just keep going with what I got. This route works, or this path, I guess, works. So I'm just gonna keep doing this for these center sections. The outside sections are really easy. Obviously, I just keep pushing it to the side, and eventually just push it into the piles that I've already created. So I'm pretty happy. I've got 40 some units reserved or rented right now, so not quite halfway, but enough to where I can sleep good at night. You know, I don't have to worry about covering the expenses. Those are all taken care of, so that's good news. So I'm just gonna clean this up. I might go around one more time just to take a look at everything. Otherwise, I'll be all done for this part of the day. And then we gotta get home and get some work done. So yeah, that's all I got for now.